Hello, vinyl community. This is Randy. Back today with part 3 in my series of showing one record for every year that I've been alive. This is a thread that was started by Dale at Gatefold 33. He's already completed his uh, videos where he showed one record for each year. This is part 3 for me. I started in 1960 and did 60 to 75 and 76 to 90. So today we're going to be starting with 1991. I'll tell you, I joined the Air Force in 1985, and I went to Germany in December of 1986. So, from the very end of 86 until March of 91, I was living in Germany. I did come back to visit in the States, a few times here and there, but I don't think I really did any record shopping. So one thing I didn't really see that was happening in the United States was that the records were disappearing from the stores during those years. I was still buying records in Germany, and a lot more CDs were available, but it seems like I just don't necessarily remember the records disappearing so much. Maybe they were, and I just wasn't paying attention. But when I got back to the United States and I moved to California, I was just amazed when I went to the record stores and they were almost entirely CDs, and then that became even more pronounced over the years. So the 90s were not easy time to find records, but 91, Nirvana released Nevermind. I did not buy this. I didn't buy it in any format back then at all. I just recently got this. I just recently showed it. So this is the reissue from just a month or so ago. Nirvana's Nevermind. This is an album that I think just about everybody in the vinyl community has, and if they don't have it, they've probably heard it a bit. This is a huge album, and I'm glad to have it now, a little bit late in adding it to my collection, but I'm really glad to have it now. And that one's just on plain black vinyl with sort of a standard looking David Geffen Company label. Yeah, so throughout the 90s it became more and more difficult to find records, and I don't think I was really looking for them all that hard. I was just buying CDs like everybody else. And I did go to used record stores a few times, but I really didn't search very much because it just seems like the records that I found were not really in very good shape. Looking back at it now, I wish I'd looked more and searched more and bought more records, used records back then. I'm sure that there were some in good shape that if I just looked a little bit harder, but I didn't. So anyway, so that was Nevermind for 1991. For 92. Sandoz Lime. This is a band that was part of the, this is a psychedelic sounding band, garage rock or psychedelic rock. This is a record that I did not get actually until just a couple of years ago. I think it was Garner that I heard discussing this record on one of Dead Wax 66 live streams. So I got it then, so really just a couple of years ago. It's a really good record. Psychedelic sounding. I would call it lo-fi record. Very cool. Album cover on the back and the front. Dr. Krieg, Francis, very psychedelic sounding. The very last song on side 1, Magazine Woman, goes on for 7 minutes. It has some fantastic guitar work on it. And sort of the same for the last song on side 2, When the Night Falls. So, psychedelic sounding record. Sort of the psychedelic revival, I think, that began in the early 90s. That is on, what is this record label called? Distortions Records. So, that's what that one looks like. 1993. I have Monster Magnet. One of the first stoner rock bands. So I got this album originally on cassette, in '93, and this was just issued on vinyl. I think just a couple of years ago. Monster Magnet, when they do issue their records on vinyl, they do a fantastic job. Really high quality pressings, high quality jackets. Monster Magnet. This is an album, yeah, Stoner Rock. So side A is just one song called Tab. And side B has 3 songs on it, so very psychedelic sounding. Psychedelic guitar work. There's what the label on that one looks like. It's just black vinyl. 1994. 1994. We're hearing, my choice for 1994 is Esquivel, Space Age Bachelor Pad music. This is what we're hearing in the background right now. I started going to record swaps at Foothill Junior College in Los Altos, California in the 90s. Record swaps, basically record conventions or record fairs. And I was also listening to the radio, KFJC radio, college radio station. There was a guy on there named Jack Diamond who had a show on Saturday mornings, I believe. And he played a lot of exotica and bachelor pad music and private eye jazz. And so when I was going to those record swaps, I would some of the very popular records were the Esquivel records. I'm not sure if that's really exotica or not, but yeah, Esquivel was very popular. So in '94, this record was released. This is a compilation album. So it's great that I had that one for '94 because I wanted to have some get some exotica in there. And yeah, this compilation album was released in 1994. It's on blue vinyl. Can't show that to you because it's spinning right now. 1995. That was a tough year to pick for that one. I was about to choose Teenage Fan Club Grand Prix. Then I realized I already had like several British bands, you know, from the 80s and stuff. So I decided to go with an American band, which is you know, kind of somewhat, I think, pop music is what I would call it. This is The Apples in Stereo, Fun Trick Noisemaker. Fantastic album cover on that one. This is 1995. I did not buy this album in 1995. This is a reissue that I got in 2012. So, yeah, they were part of that Elephant Six collective. And that's what even shows it. There's the symbol down there. And, yeah, I would call it, you know, pop music. Very enjoyable. Lots of fun. Came with a lyric sheet and poster. Very cool looking poster. And actually very cool looking label on this one too. That is on Yep Rock. Yep Rock Records. Yeah, so that's yeah, 1995, Fun Trick Noisemaker by the Apples in Stereo. 1996, big album for that year, Weezer. This is probably, well, I don't know about, well, I think this probably is Weezer's most popular album. I know a lot of people really like Pinkerton the best out of all their albums. This album came out in 1996. Once again, I did not buy this in 1996. This is a reissue from, I think, maybe around 2010 or so. I don't really see a year on here. But yeah, 1996 for Weezer's Pinkerton. This is their second album. Maybe a little bit more serious on this one. Pop music, Dan, that was what I would call this. Excellent record. I don't think there's anything really David Geffen Company again on that one. During the 90s, there was a surf rock revival. So there were several bands that were doing surf rock. The Mermen were doing that, and Uh, oh gosh, well, the Bomboras were another band that was doing that. So I have this record from 1997. It came from Pier 13. Terror from Beneath the Ocean. Fantastic album cover on these. It's in Horror Vision, Dionysus Records. Back cover. So this is not instrumental. This has some words to it, so maybe it's not strictly surf rock, but has that sound. Really excellent. Very, very popular in the mid '90s. Man or Astro Man, I think, was another band, and another surf band that came out then. This is on this cool Dionysus label. In 1998, huge record. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill had previously been in the Fugees. They had a huge hit in, well, when was it, 95 or 96, just before this, and then she went solo. I think the main guy from the Fugees still worked on this one. Well, maybe not. It looks like it was co-produced by Che Guevara for Invisible Society. So mostly produced by Lauryn Hill herself. So yeah, I guess it wasn't the guy from Fugees who worked on this. It was Lauryn who did it. And fantastic. Basically, I guess you would call it rhythm and blues or soul music. Fantastic picture of Lauryn there. Very small words. Very basic label there. Two colors on that one. This record was, during that time when a lot of artists were making their albums long enough to sort of fill up CDs, so they would be 55 or 60 minutes long. So this is spread across 2 records. I don't know if this would have been a 2-record set in a previous era. Another good picture of Lauryn there. 1999, the Flaming Lips released The Soft Bulletin. Really probably one of my favorite albums from all of the 1990s. I'm a big Flaming Lips fan, and this was probably my favorite Flaming Lips album. This is just absolutely fantastic. I got this on CD when it first came out, so yeah, this has, so many great songs on here. Race for the Prize. Waiting for a Superman. Feeling Yourself Disintegrate. Very cool cover on this one. So, yeah, I had this on CD when it first came out, and then a few years ago, Vinyl Me Please released this version, so I got it on vinyl. Comes with this cool poster with sort of that. See, it changes there. Very cool poster that came with it. Came with another piece of art by Wayne Coyne, the main guy. I think of him as the main guy. I know Stephen Drozd, I think, is also a very important member of this band. There's Wayne right there. Lyrics on the other side. There's the whole band. Just a fantastic album. Can't say enough about that one. Let's see. So that takes us up to, that was 1999. So for 2000, Yola Tango. Yola Tango, a 3-piece band from out there in the Northeast somewhere. I don't know, Philadelphia maybe, or someplace like that. Newark. Not really sure where they're from. Cool. Gatefold sleeve on this one. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Is this psychedelic rock? Maybe is what this is considered to be, or just indie rock, I suppose, really is what it is. On Matador Records. Very cool. I should see that cover there. So yeah, 3-person band. I think they're still playing today. That one's on a. These labels are pretty basic. They're all different colors like that. But this is once again, one of those records that is spread across 2 vinyl albums. I think once again due to the CD thing. In 2001, Bob Dylan had what, I don't know, was this a comeback album? I mean, he hadn't really gone anywhere, and he was always releasing albums, but I think the critics really liked this album a lot, and thought of it as sort of a return to form, maybe, for Bob Dylan. Love and Theft is the name of this record. 2001. Once again, spread onto 2 pieces of vinyl. Here's his band. I may have seen Dylan when he was touring behind this. I saw him quite a few times in 1999 and 2000, and then in 2001 when I first moved to Nashville, he played here at an outdoor festival. So that was good. That was the last time I saw him, was 2001. In 2002, an Australian band called The Vines released this album. Yeah, I think this is just considered to be indie rock. Kind of psychedelic sounding. Fantastic album cover. Highly Evolved is the name of this album. A lot of good songs in here. This is one that I did actually buy on vinyl when it came out that year. And what year was this? Yeah, 2002. 2002 was a tough year. A couple other albums that came out this year. The first Raining Sound album came out this year. Audio Slave, their first album, came out. But I decided to go with The Vines. It's a pretty basic label there. Okay, we are up to 2003. Arena Rock. The White Stripes. This is Elephant. I think this is probably their biggest album, probably their most popular album. Not sure about that. White Stripes is a very popular band, beginning in about 2001 or 2, I think. Jack White, the main guy, and Meg White, the drummer. This has the song Seven Nation Army on it. That's why I say Arena Rock, because it's become such a big song at sporting events and everything. So once again, spread across 4 sides. There's the track listing for that. This is one that I did get when it came out, and this is on red vinyl. You get the lyrics here on the other side. The other record is on white vinyl. More lyrics there on the side. Sort of some artwork there, I suppose. All right. For 2004, record I have chosen. Let me pause just for 1 second here. All right, carrying on here. Yeah, Comets on Fire. This is a band that I'd never heard of, and actually I was in Minneapolis for work, and there was a record store just around the block from the hotel we were staying, and I was going through there, and they were playing this on the system there. I didn't usually buy records when traveling for work just because it's hard to transport them and get them home safely, but I did actually pick this one up because it was so awesome. It blew me away, and I've actually gotten 4 or 5 more Comets on Fire albums. Comets on Fire, psych rock, heavy psychedelic rock, lots of fantastic guitar work on here. Really loud, lots of distortion. Fantastic band. This is on Sub Pop Records. And so that was 2004. So my last year for this segment is 2005. And my choice for 2005 is going to be Black Mountain. The first Black Mountain album. This is a record that definitely psychedelic rock on this one, a heavy psychedelic, and maybe kind of like stoner rock too. And it's on Jaguar Records. This is one that I got when I was at Grimey's once, and I'd already found some records, and I Actually, Grimy happened to be there that day, and I ran into him. So I said, "Are there any new records I should know about that I should be listening to?" And he suggested this one, and it's probably the best, uh, just sort of suggestion of a record for somebody I'd never even heard of before. Just a fantastic suggestion and great album. I've gotten 3 or 4 more Black Mountain albums since I got this one, but this one remains my favorite. This one's kind of different, I think, from the others. A little bit more psychedelic, maybe. So, yeah, that's it. Those are the years 1991 through 2005, showing one record for each year. So, yeah, let me know what you think about those records. This was the definitely the toughest segment of this whole part, just because the 90s there just weren't that many records that were issued, and I was mostly just buying CDs because that was all that was available to me. So, I'm sure maybe I should have searched a little bit more to find records. Once again, if I could go back, I would. But anyway, let me know what you think about these. Let me know which ones you would have picked for any of these years. I'd be interested to know. Thanks to Dale for coming up with this idea, and I hope everybody's had a happy holiday season. Thanks very much for watching.